welcome to Saturday in the Studio with me, Helen Alice Johnson Artist. And if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that each week I show you what I've been up to in my studio from the previous week, and often from the garden that I visited on a Sunday the previous week and where that has taken me in my studio and my painting. No different this week. I'm going to do exactly that right now. So first off, you may remember this crate that I'm showing you right now, which is from when I was in my French studio, and I really sensibly made two very large paintings that I couldn't then transport back in the Focus without a little bit of help with these crates. So we made these crates so that we were able to transport the paintings back, which meant that I've now got these lovely surfaces which I have stretched some watercolour paper on. So that's what I've done with them this week. I have stretched watercolour paper, and the reason for that is because if you saw Helen Alice Johnson Artist in a garden last Sunday, you'll have seen that I was in Goring on Thames, and as a result of that visit I have been working on a commission this week. So I've stretched the watercolour paper onto the surfaces of both sides of this one, and then I've been working on that this week just with Quink ink to get an idea of composition for the painting that I'm going to do as part of this commission. And I'll show you some photographs of how that's progressed, but I just wanted to show you that everything gets used in this studio. So it was used once and it's now being used again. So there's another one there on the back of there. So another thing I've been up to this week is, because I was down south, I called in at the old cinema at Chiswick, where I have some paintings. It's a great place. I strongly recommend it. Go and have a look if you're in London, or you can check it out online as well. It's like an antique furniture, vintage furniture, and they do paintings and ornaments and all sorts of things. So if you're doing anything with your house, I strongly recommend going and have a look there, either online or in this shop, Chiswick High Street. That painting there is sold, which is absolutely fantastic. I didn't realise that until we went, but there we go. So the actual reason that we went to Chiswick was to deliver this painting, which is the walled garden at Sunbury on Thames, and is now at the old cinema in Chiswick for sale. So that was at the beginning of the week, and then getting back to Cumbria and to my studio, I began straight away on preparing compositional studies for this commission from the garden that I visited last week in Goring, the garden of Emma and David Birmingham. You can see here some little initial pencil studies that I did, starting to kind of map out where I wanted things, how I wanted things, how I was going to incorporate all the elements, all the memories, all the things that are special to them about this garden, and put it all together. We've decided on a triptych, so this is the middle section of the triptych, and it's done using Quink ink and watercolour paper that I've shown you that I stretched onto the back of those crates, and it works quite well as a kind of black and white study, just to get an idea of composition, scale, where things are going to go, how things are going to look as a whole. Finally, there's also been a little bit of framing needed to be done for an old painting that I did back in 2019, that now we've perfected the framing technique, has come back for framing. So I hope you've enjoyed that walk around. Lots and lots that I've been up to this week. It's really quite hard sometimes to actually do any painting in. You spend so much time kind of moving from place to place and wrapping things and planning things, and I haven't even mentioned all the social media that I have to do in amongst all that as well, which takes a huge amount of time because it's completely out of my comfort zone. But it's all part of life of being an artist, and I'm not complaining, absolutely loving every minute of it. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope to see you next week for Saturday in the Studio, but also for a garden somewhere tomorrow. Absolutely delightful garden tomorrow again, and very close to home here in Alston. It's actually a garden in Nenhead. Thanks again. Bye bye.